Hello, welcome to Tier 2. We're in China today. Joining me is Tuamas. I think I've said that right.
Yeah, hello.
Uh, 13 drivers, more than last time out. I think we had 10, so it should be a bit more competitive.
Yeah. Oh, it's not out the track, it's clear, but I don't know if he's lagging on your screen, but he's just lagging very much on my screen.
I'm just going to turn my notifications off.
That might mean that he actually might be working out. That's quite a sparking idea. Need to hopefully get him. I'm not sure
Who's
if he's gonna get back
disconnected?
anyway.
So I wasn't here last week, unfortunately, but Matt Noah won it by 23 seconds, I believe, so a comfortable victory for him.
Yeah,
Not,
she's completely dominant. He took the lead at the start because Frederick is starting on pole. Made a mistake halfway through the first lap, and from there on in, he dominated everything.
his
I
Mystic
think
Man
one
rejoins the session. Yeah, turn one's going to be interesting. Obviously, a very difficult corner.
yeah,
Uh,
probably
might be,
one of the more difficult ones on their entire calendar.
yeah, might see a bit of front wing going here, there, and everywhere.
Even literally just got through it, 24.8 meters. I'm not quite sure if that's any good or not.
We'll go on board with F1 Mustang then. I believe he's first to do a flying lap on the mediums.
He hasn't been, as I said, the first race, the DNF, second race, there was more. Even the medium, no, is it? It was medium on one side, and then it was also the other.
Yeah, I don't think it's wise to qualify on the ultra softs here, just because of how quick they go to shreds.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. There'll be a couple of strategies here.
Yeah, I think most of the people who are on the mediums at the moment, do a medium stint just now at the start to get used to the car, and then at later on they will go for soft, so they can start on the soft in the race. The people who are going for soft, but most of them are going for either medium or soft. 3% of us lap about 134.0 on the medium side.
As Ben Gallagher goes 131, we'll stay on board with Mustang as he comes through the final corner. 134. So you can see there the difference between the mediums and the ultra softs. 3 seconds.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time, but as I say, those tyres just disintegrate so quickly.
Yeah, I think most of the guys are starting on the old stuff. It will be very difficult for them to do a one stop. I'm expecting the guys starting on the ultras to do the two stop, while the guys on the mediums or soft will do the one stop.
Cyro puts in a very quick lap there, 32.5 on the mediums, so
The yellow flag I'm expecting this one.
I think it's
That's
just
going
car
okay.
slowing down to let others past. We'll go on board with rear wheel man. I believe he's on a flying lap.
Yeah. Oh, Right?
I think that was just again another car letting one go past. The rear wheel man comes to the final corner now. Doesn't look like the fastest lap, so yeah, that must have been an out lap or something. We must have made a mistake. I know it is, it's out lap, never mind. Go to Mystic Man, who's definitely on a flying lap.
Yeah, he's on the top. He's been taking the suggested. That was going to go first, but I made it probably second place. And now he's rolled out.
Yeah, I think he got a penalty there for cutting that corner.
Yeah.
We'll see. There's 44 best.
He's not still first, but he's not still.
I think Frederick and 44 best are the only people on outlaps at the moment. Flying laps. I'm not sure if I said outlaps or flying laps. And we'll stay with Frederick though.
No, it looks like he's on a lap. He's leading. A bit wide right now. A bit wide there as well, a little bit of over there.
Losing on the exit there, but as starts the third sector now, coming on to the longest straight in the F1 calendar.
It's very important to get a good exit out right here. If you don't, then you're going to lose a lot of time. Not know what this is. Right? Medium. There's almost on pain. So it was a little bit wide.
Frederick locks up quite a bit there. Looks like a decent time from Frederick. 33.0, not bad. As a 44 best comes across the line out, and that might be invalidated. It is, yeah. He messed it up on the final corner there. So,
PPGY no. Just Juna and Gallagher was second. No? By the way,
I think Rear Wheelman's the only person on the fly lap at the moment. On those mediums. He's going to be very close to running out of DRS here. I mean ERS. Is it not getting the most out of that at all?
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Usually we don't fall out of it, and you just do one.
It doesn't look like the fastest lap, does it? 34.3 puts him in ninth. There's a...
If people behind them don't improve, we have to start from new. Yeah.
There's a... Rasmus is on a lap and he got held up there a little bit by one of the Saubers.
Yeah.
It's TTG goes second.
You're not going third on the top. And Rasmus goes second on the top.
Not a bad lap from Rasmus there. So we're still waiting on 44 best to settle that. He's had a few corner cuts and penalties, I think, but
taking this, I can stop. Just to be not doing a lot. Before take off it.
Go on board with Junav here. Back out on the ultras. Yeah. At the poor first lap. Yeah. Is it? I don't think he's on that lap actually. As Ben Gallagher goes 130.9 again on ultra softs. He's 2/10 quicker than what he was before. His skin up's coming to the line now. Improves by 4/10, moves him up to third. A decent lap from him.
He's so far behind Ben Gallagher. He's got 1.5 seconds.
That's
You might expect him to be a little bit better.
There's a surprising gap there. Only 2 ultra soft runners it seems. But I think Junav is the only person on the nat lap at the moment as he runs wide into turn 4 and loses it. And yeah, he's backed off there. So we're at that point in the session now where no one's really setting laps, we're all in the pits or on out laps.
He's getting ready to do that last run. In second. So I'm moving on. Now, like most of the guys who've done laps on mediums, you've got to go onto the soft.
I can hear you better than your microphone is where it is now.
What?
I can hear you better now than what I could before.
Okay,
sorry, starts his lap. Normally someone that's quite quick in qualifying, so just wait to see what he can do.
What he thought the best is starting his first lap now on the medium. It looks like he's going to just do a needle switch, but I'm not going to be able to do stops and after. If you have the time to do that, I'm just going to go into the medium now.
I can't hear you very well again. I'm not sure if you've changed anything with your mic, but never mind. As Sarah gets a good exit out onto the back straight now. Needs to be careful not to lock up too much here. Takes up quite nicely and loses it on the exit, just a bit too much throttle. And that's ruined his lap. Big lock up there. Go on board with Matt Noah. currently down in P7, so he needs to improve. If he can find 2/10, it'll put him all the way up to 4th, so a lot of potential here.
Last time was actually 39.
Matt
That
now
was
does
a
a
six.
1:31.7. Improves a lot there, goes to P2. Great lap from him.
And this is like going to the last corner. And this is the last. No, he was actually on the last. So, and last position.
Skinnup's retired, he's given up. So is Mustang. Griever's coming towards the end of his lap now. Quite a bit of wheel spin on exit there, but it looks a bit shaky going into corners. He doesn't look all that confident as he moves up one position into P10. You probably don't want to do that because that means he's going to have to start on them tyres, whereas Frederick behind him will be able to start on new tyres. There's a go on board with Syra here. He might have invalidated his lap there by running wide, but we'll stay on board anyway.
I have a lot of paper. There's a lot of that huge turning on. It goes second place.
Is that from him as the checkered flag comes out now? Groove is retired as well. Got on board with TTG now. Brand new soft tyres fitted.
Edward got 7, which puts Weaver back in 11, and Whitley first 75. Pole position is again. Second pole position as CTG1 goes third lap.
TTG goes P3 with 1:31.6. So it's just Matt Noah and Ben Gallagher out at the moment as Ben Gallagher comes across the line. Goes even quicker than another set of ultras. So yeah, just Matt Noah to go. I think he's already done a lap on the soft, so they won't be all that fresh. So he comes across the line now. P3, yeah, P3. Improves again. So we'll run you through the order. Ben Gallagher on pole position on the ultra softs. Only one of two people to run on the ultras that session. 1:30.8. Then we've got the three Italians of Cyro, Matt Noah, and TTG White. Rasmus, Mustang, Skinup, and Frederick. All of them are on the softs. And then Junav, I don't know what happened to him, but all the way down in P9 on the ultra soft. So he's really going to struggle this race. And then we've got 44 Best, Griever, Mystic Man, and Real Wheelman. Not quite sure what happened to Junav.
It'll be interesting to see how Ben Gallagher can do when he's most likely gonna be on the 2 stop, while the rest around him will be on the 1 stop, unless something happens, of course.
What's the 2 stop one? Is it ultra soft soft?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would believe so. And then soft to medium, or medium to soft for the guys that aren't on the ultra softs.
Ben Gallagher should accelerate quite nicely in the first 3 or 4 laps, but after that those tyres are really going to start slowing up and everyone behind is going to catch up as they drop off.
Yeah. So lap most likely going to be the quickest in the first few laps. Then he has to get that gap, so that it makes it easier for him later on in the race. Get him back when he has the tyre advantage then. As he starts from later lap. Ben Gallagher on the first row of the grid together with Cyrus. All three of the guys starting outside the top 10 decided to start on softs. It was actually just 44 best who's starting on medium, with Jonah and Gallagher on the ultra softs and all the others on the softs.
I expect to see Junav move up their field for the first few laps. Again, like I said, on the ultras, the only other driver on the ultras.
Yeah, the first few laps he should be quick, but as you said, the ultras fall off very quickly. So I don't think he'll have that much of an advantage for very long. But hopefully for his sake, he can move up some positions at the start on the better time.
As
No?
Cyro, I think, has just crashed.
Yeah. Suddenly there was a Mercedes flying into the wall. Then Gallagher slows down, he throws the field up. He doesn't need to wait too long on the others. He doesn't get the advantage. That's also found the glass.
Line up on the grid. So we just wait for Mystic Man to get in position. Here we go then. Five lights. And away we go. I'm looking for
Good start from Ben Gallagher, he got a lead already. Mystic Man and Toro also, and that's now
Rasmus coming down the inside of TTG.
And Mystic Man has had a great start already up in Rasmus I mean is up into fourth. Right behind TTG1.
Rasmus is having a look at TTG again.
Wanted to get into the podium position.
As TTG locks up, but
Oh,
manages
and
to
it's
keep hold of
contact
it.
between him and McNell, and a Mustang, I'm pretty sure, got some front wing damage from that. Now we
And Mustang, yeah, he's already given up. Yep.
Yep, that was in
That's
his race, that didn't last very long.
When things
Ben
aren't going as
Gallagher
well,
had it pretty
he does
nice.
like to do that, but I want to pretend I haven't just seen Mustang kill himself, but Junav moves up 3 positions on the first lap, which is kind of what we expected on those ultra softs. As I say, they're not going to last very long, as he's already sliding and Mystic Man's made contact with him, and Junav's in a wall. It's not been great.
Yeah, that's not what he wanted. As you see, battling here from Rasmus going up the inside of TTG1. Remember the contact.
I don't think there's any damage though. Stay on board with Rasmus.
TTG is heaps difficult.
As Rasmus gets a better exit, but can't quite close down TTG. Or can he? As he goes... Oh, I thought he was going to go around the outside there. Difficult place to overtake. As Frederick looks down the inside of Skin Up. Makes it
The
stick.
Mystic one, I've got a fantastic start. He's gone from 12th to 6th position. And he's got fresher tyres than anyone in the group. Definitely down around there, man.
As Frederick looks to the inside.
Switch across the inside of Mystic now and took him back into 7th.
Good move there, but there's a bit of a gap already forming between Matt Naylor in 5th and Frederick in 6th, so the top 5 all staying together.
Yeah. And Sorrow still not too far away from Van Gallagher. Not as much as I think Van Gallagher would like.
So, you know, Junav, who just pitted after that heavy contact into the barrier, it's just gone on to another set of softs, so yeah.
I think he might need a few retirements or a safety car for him to get back into the point.
Yeah, there's a Skin Up, it's a bit of a 3 wide here going into the hairpin, the 2 Force Injuries and the McLaren and Mystic Man. And Skin Up makes 2 positions up there.
A little bit carbon fiber there. I think it's breather. He lost a bit of his hot ring. No, maybe it was Mystic Man because he's coming into the pit. So having such a great start and now not being so great anymore. Gone from 12 to 6 back to 11 and probably going to be about 20 seconds off the entire series.
Yeah, it's unlucky that. But, Van Gallagher not pulling away like I expected. Sorry, sticking within a second of him as DRS has been enabled this lap.
Yeah.
Obviously with that long straight. So I think Van's going to struggle here.
Great opportunity down there. Being so close and with the slipstream and the DRS and the DRS, I think Van Gallagher needs to be very scared and that Mercedes on the back of him. TTG right isn't far away either.
Quick update from Mystic Man, he's gone on to the Ultras interestingly enough, so I'm presuming he's going to go Ultra to mediums.
Oh, and Yolnav is in the gravel trap. Now Cyro, very close to the back of Ben Gallagher. Ben Gallagher goes defensive already, and I don't think he can do much of it with it. He goes very late on the break. If he does, Cyro tries to hold it around the outside, and he doesn't actually be able to do it. Ben Gallagher stands well. Oh, he's looking to sit already.
I was expecting that to happen on about lap 5 there, but very early.
Yeah.
So
Within 5 seconds or so. Now, I'm not to do it. Probably a bit of salt. Not a reason to do it.
that's the thing about Ultras around this circuit, it just does not last long enough, and it's just not really an advantage. He's already having to pit and already gone down to P10. So
yeah. And he's got the same amount of stops left as the guys ahead of him.
yeah. Yeah, so Cyro takes the lead of this Grand Prix, with TTG, Rasmus and Matner closely behind him. So
They've got a nice little four-way back on there for top 4 positions. As well as ahead of Force India and back down from 6 to 8.
so we'll see how TTG his exit is, as he's going to have DRS slipstream.
I'll be taking out for him. He's staying with Spyro. I think I'm a little bit too far away now. Maybe go for Daniel Ricciardo. I don't. He doesn't. Does though. Not so good.
As 44 Best is coming down the inside of Griever, his teammate.
And Griever tries to do a switch back and Skinner. They're going to go side by side into the last corner. And Griever gets the position. He goes a little bit wider, so Skinner getting back possibly. And side by side into the first corner. It's a bit of a difficult corner to go side by side in. And Skinner tries to do a switch back as Griever was right onto the grass. think we will maybe have to go. Oh, there's a
Oh,
little bit
bit
of
of
contact.
contact.
Easy out a little bit. Griever actually gets it back to him. Great driving from Griever.
Skinner tries around the outside. Very late on the
Only
brakes there. So is Griever. Tries to switch back. Can't quite get the power down. All this is allowing 44 Best to get away. The only driver on the mediums at the moment. So good, solid race by him so far. As we go back on board with TTG. TTG with a lot of ERS compared to Cyro. As TTG choosing not to use a slipstream.
TTG doesn't seem to be gaining that much on his pace.
No, he was only going 3 miles an hour faster than Cyro on overtake and DRS. So Cyro clearly using a low downforce setup here.
On the top four inside, especially the cover, is steadily better than no man's land.
TTG might look for no, not quite. But TTG is going to be very quick around these first two sectors, obviously with the higher downforce setting. But
TTG is close, but it's going for the wrong places.
I think Matt Noah might have made a mistake because he's fallen outside that crucial 1 second DRS gap. So might be difficult for him to catch up without that DRS.
Top three almost inside a half a second. Rasmus looks closer to the TTG than TTG is on Pyro.
Rasmus is
slower on the straight.
Yeah, Rasmus is very close to TTG here. It goes to the inside of TTG.
Trying to hold it around the outside, I'm not able to do that. No one was able to do the switch there. Rasmus inherited the second place.
Just watch out for TTG though here, as he's going to have DRS. Oh no, so is Rasmus, never mind. Matt Noah's caught back up. So
Yeah, now they were better battling as Matt Noah was closing on it.
as Griever sticking back to the back of Best. Obviously he's going to want to get past quite quickly because 44 Best on the mediums. I'm sure he's holding him up a little bit.
It looks very dark out here.
Yeah, potential for rain.
What it ultra soft.
I think
he knows something new.
I think these tyres are going to go about lap 10, 11 maybe. Possibly 12, but yeah, it all depends on the rain situation. I'm not sure if it's planning on raining, but if it is going to rain, then this will definitely have an effect on the strategy.
Yeah. That's good. In the pitch from the car out. Let's see what's going on here. This lap. Maybe tells him to give closer for the other.
So we go on board with Griever now, who's right at up the backside of 44 Best. As Griever makes that stick comfortably.
And Gallagher's rapidly close up to where Wheelman, but where Wheelman is dropped off rather than the others. He actually goes into the pit. Okay.
So yeah, Real Wheelman already in the pits. It's an interesting one. onto a set of mediums. 20 laps on the mediums, it's not the easiest task, especially around here. I think he's picked up damage somewhere. He's changed the front wing, so new front wing for Real Wheelman.
Maybe that's why I was so far behind the others.
Yep, so the bottom four have made their stops, or, well, at least their first stop. So the top eight still to make their stops.
Top four really the same story. No one really gets close enough to overtake. They can keep up with each other, but they can't get close enough to overtake each other, even with the one.
The top four just can't really seem to get past each other. See, lap 9 now, but I think there's only been one overtake so far between them. So
Maybe the pit stop can be played well. They can gain position for an overcut or an undercut. The undercut is pretty good around here. Maybe it looks like Tara is struggling a bit more than last week. This is not in the pit again. After having it 5 laps.
as Real Wheelman comes into the pits and puts on a set of mediums. You'd expect out of it already a second stop of the race, and we're only on lap 9, only a third of the way through.
I know it's likely to they can get off. It does make a pop. Daniel Ricciardo,
that's a very late move.
A little bit of contact. He's got a better exit. Looks like Matt Noah, or Willie, to get the position up into first place for the championship leader. DPG may be good on him back. Doesn't look like you have to straight line speed or to blend them.
Matt Noah seems to be using a very low downforce setup as T2G moves back down the inside of Matt Noah.
Great battling here as Matt Noah gets the inside line.
And he almost loses on exit.
I
think T2G's going to have a look here, and he does. As Matt Noah tries to cut back, but he just didn't carry enough speed through there, so...
Yeah.
But this is helping Frederick in 5th catch up, only 1.4 seconds back, but TTG's going to struggle here now because he's out of DRS range of Rasmus ahead because of this battling.
Yeah. And Frederick has just stayed consistent. He's not had any battles, so therefore kept on to the others. And maybe if it gets into that DRS zone, he can join that battle as well. Rasmus looks extremely close to Tyrone now, there's just 10 between them, and surely he can have a go now. Opens the DRS, overtake mode, flip screen, goes to the inside, there's not a lot of space there, but he found a little bit, as Tyro gets the switch back down.
He ran a bit too deep there, did Rasmus.
That's 24 the best. And Graver are battling. Graver goes very wide. The best does an easy switch back.
TTG right on the edge of DRS here, just over a second, so it's really, there he is within a second now, so this is going to help him quite a bit.
It will be important for him to get back in the DRS again. That is the rotate just on the edge of DRS. He wants to anything up. Rasmus is really close to Cyrus. Then we get a good exit out of the snail section.
A couple of drivers seem to be struggling on these softs, so I imagine they're close to their pits.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be really long before they will hit. But no, I don't really know. See it.
As all four come into the pits.
Frederick stays out. The top four going to the pit. All goes good.
So this could be a bit interesting here, as see who gets held up and who doesn't. I think the McLaren of Rasmus might struggle just because of where his pit box is. As TTG gets held up.
Yeah, like Noah is now off into the next second place. Rasmus in third and TTG in fourth.
So Matt Noah's getting 2 places there.
Gallagher's in between them. That is huge for Cyril. There's now a car in between the other two. So he might be able to build a gap now unless Ben Gallagher overtakes him. He goes up the inside, no he doesn't. Cyril looks off.
As Ben Gallagher almost loses it. But yeah, I think Matt Noah gained 2 places in the pits. So that's huge for him.
Renault. Gone nowhere.
So just the top 3 still to stop, as Griever's going to challenge the 44 best potentially here.
Yeah, I've been battling all race. I think it's going to be too long before Griever kicks me. The best probably stay out for a few more laps. Frederick goes into the pit, leading. Maybe, after a little bit of traffic for the others, we can maybe.
So Griever decides. Yeah, Griever decides to stay out. Interestingly enough, I presume he's just using the DRS of 44 best just to make the most out of their tyres, just to help them pull along a bit more. As Rasmus picks up the first penalty, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's the first out of the top 5 to get a penalty.
Frederick just
ahead of TTPY.
Oh,
and
is
right
almost
Rasmus. Right behind him. TTPY, the big loser losing positions to Matt Noah and Frederick.
Yeah, Frederick might struggle a bit to hold on to Rasmus as he's cold tyres. Rasmus has already had a lap on his. Seems to be doing alright.
Sarah now got a 1 or 2 second gap to Matt Noah now. And they'll have to overtake Ben Gallagher. All of these guys behind them. Tyro has been a big winner here in the pit stop, while TTGY has been a big loser.
Expect to see Ben Gallagher go backwards here. There's a train of cars behind, waiting to get past. Ben Gallagher on 9 lap old soft, so
Gallagher's cars will be starting to fall off.
So Matt Noah's going to get past easily. Let's have a look at Rasmus.
Rasmus might want to pop it up on the inside. And Gallagher is to the inside. Rasmus goes with quick back. Does have enough grip. And Tyro going into that corner. Rasmus on the outside, off the track, and he gets the position.
I'm not sure if he'll pick up another warning there.
Again, not into turn 1. Not using it in our estimate.
Ben's not going to want to fight this too hard because he's just going to affect his own race.
Yeah.
And
I would imagine to let him go.
All this is allowing Rasmus to, Matt Noah, sorry, to pull away. As T2G will be the next car to try and get past Ben Gallagher.
I would know that it's 2.5 second gap for that goal.
Whilst we were
And I
talking
think
there,
that's what that penalty is
I think
ideal.
T2G's got past Frederick. He was behind, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I didn't
but
notice
I don't
that.
think I'm allowed to maybe and it's straight off there. PPG is basically pushing Danny Gallagher and stuff now because he has so much more grip. He's right behind the gearbox, even with a high downforce. I think he could be able to overtake him down the straight.
So Frederick's going to look to make it 3 wide here, with the DRS goes in between the
Oh,
3, in
he
between the
just
2
double
rather,
overtake.
and
Yeah, they made
contact,
contact. All
and
three
again,
Milton made contact.
doesn't look like anything too serious though, as Ben Gallagher, as Frederick goes, so, oh that's shaken it up a bit, hasn't it? So TTG now almost 3 seconds behind Rasmus, so it's going to be hard to catch up unless Rasmus and Matt Noah start battling. At the front we've still got 44 best on those mediums, the only person not to have pitted yet.
In the stop. We're going to start from possible behind Ben Gallagher around Breeden. You'll have to be very quick in that pass. Get up among the big boys. You know, I was following the race start behind. He was battling with Breeden on set early on in the race. Now he's 9.7 seconds off Breeden. Found so what's happening with him. Sonar. I'm really real man. I've had it. It was only races. At least they're real man. Let's pick up a point this one. Just thinking again. And Gallagher hit in the second time of the race. Just likely on another second. Stop. The other in the end. Weaver will be ahead of him. You're not sure me if I think they're out there. Thinking from our night. Because indeed, take a soft.
So towards the end of this race, Ben Gallagher and Skin Up should have an interesting battle. Skin Up on mediums and Ben Gallagher on brand new softs.
Yeah.
So he joined 6 seconds behind, so I shouldn't think it'll be that difficult to catch up.
I think he's able to catch up Skin Up. Maybe in the Breeder as well. I think that is it.
Let's just have a look at the penalty situation.
Yeah. So you have to get on stage over ten. Preston might know all the way onto the right hand side, almost on the grass. Because you know what? Leave a little bit of space at the inside. Rasmus takes it very late, and there's no way that one's going to work. This is the position again. They had it for about half a second.
Yeah, Rasmus just breaking a bit too late there. Matt Noah to get back past 44 best still out. I imagine he'll pit this up or next up for a pair of for a set of softs.
Yeah. So now it's doing that on Noah.
That's just so Matt Noah's got 2 warnings, so he needs to be very careful. Rasmus has got a penalty and 2 warnings, so he needs to be very careful.
If he gets another penalty, he will drop behind. So he should be right, answer it. even if he does, he's got behind them, but
TTG hasn't got a single warning. He has, but that was only a collision, so he's got no corner cutting. And Frederick's got none at all as well, so Erasmus could fall down quite a bit here if he picks up another penalty.
last week at Spain there was many people who lost positions for the penalties.
Go on board with 44 best now just to see what he does. He comes into the pits for a set of softs now. That will see him out of the race.
Yeah, really, if you had on Cleaver or not, I think Cleaver would have had at such a time. That would probably be the quickest man on track at the end of the race. A little bit close actually between the two. Cleaver was high speed, but Best is coming out of the pit and it comes out ahead. With the one overcut that's very perfect with the Best. He's on the older time for 4 laps. Managed to come out ahead of Cleaver and now with much faster times and better times. No mistake,
Be interested to see if Frederick can, 44 best can catch up to Frederick. They'll need to catch up by a second a lap, but if Frederick and TTG start battling, it could potentially bring 44 best into it. We'll just have to wait and see.
very close to not knowing now. And the exit there was the person who struggled with that on the other end.
That's a good exit from Rasmus.
What was happening? He even opened
Rasmus just can't catch up, can he? It's
He's just thinking, I'm going to stay behind him. I have a penalty anyway. I'm not going to bother.
Rasmus very close to Matt Noah here. Using up all of his ERS. And tries to cut back as Matt Noah slides around that corner.
It's a very good move. Right.
And Matt Noah almost spins it. Just lost it on the exit there, clipped the curb, and wouldn't have done his tyres any favours. So he's outside of that crucial 1 second range now.
No, I thought of the DRS as well. CGGY and Frederick will be all over, I would imagine.
TTG slides around that corner as well. Whilst we were talking there, Griever's picked up a 3-second penalty, but he's kind of in the middle of nowhere, isn't he? So that won't affect him too much. Is TTG in DRS range?
Second gap, and he also has Rasmus with a penalty.
Yeah.
So he has it pretty comfortable. They do a few mistakes at the game, and I'll avoid doing them today. But that's probably some of those mistakes that
As Matt now picks up that 3rd warning, which gives him a penalty now, so that's 3 seconds for him. So that will drop him down to 5th, promote TTG onto that last step of the podium.
maybe there was no second because Rasmus also has a penalty.
Oh yeah.
Frederick will be the podium easy. Maybe it's quite close. Might not actually get the podium with the then.
And Gallagher picks up 3 seconds, but again he's kind of in the middle of nowhere, so that's not going to affect him too much either. But Matt Noah could be in trouble in a couple of laps as TTG moves into DRS range. Although, like like we said, Matt Noah's got excellent straight line speed. So whilst he loses a lot of time in the corners, it allows him to pull away on the straights. Yeah, both drivers were doing 201 miles an hour.
That's very wide. And PPG is right beside him. And now he'll have a bit of on into the first corner, probably.
It got a bit of wheel spin on exit there, but it's closing. Goes to the inside. As Matt Noah will try to cut back, I imagine. There's contact. I don't think there's any damage.
Matt Noah can now getting back into turn 4. Around the outside, he's trying to do what Sebastian Vettel did to Daniel Ricciardo. He won't have the same outcome there.
If Matt Noah can stay within about half a second, TTG is just going to go backwards on that straight.
Yeah, and I had to do right down there as well.
Yeah.
Because quickly catching, I'm not trying to catch him quick enough.
I think whilst we were 44 best, it's allowing him to catch up slowly, but he might just be a bit too far back to really do anything. But here comes Matt Noah. You can just see the straight line speed that he's got. 10 miles an hour extra, 15 miles an hour now, as he looks to the inside. And he's just decided to go.
Stop and go.
That is very harsh, I think.
Yeah, that's very harsh.
I think if that gets reported to the stewards, that will get removed, that 5 seconds, which will be 10 seconds actually. Because I think if you... Oh no. I know it will be 5 seconds, won't it? Yeah, never mind, ignore me. But yeah, a very harsh penalty.
Yeah, it just looks like a completely normal corner cut, and it's 5 seconds for it. He did have the steward, who is me, will have to look at that.
Since the pit stops, we haven't really mentioned him much, but Cyro, 3.6 seconds ahead of Rasmus, he's driving a solid race at the moment. Since the pit stops, he hasn't had much to do.
Very good in his second stint. Rasmus also pulled away, but he has 6 seconds of the penalty. PPG has none. So they will move ahead of him.
We'll go on board with Frederick here though. He's also got excellent straight line speed. Apparently Matt Noah's got DRS, but he wasn't using any of it. So I'm not quite sure why. Unless that's just a glitch on my screen. But anyway, Frederick overtakes Matt Noah.
Yeah, I wasn't second Matt Noah, but pulling all the way down into 6th. Not going as well as it is now.
Yeah, the battle between these three is really the only battle there's been since the pit stops. Hasn't really been much to talk about. As Frederick locks up. Matt Noah looks like he's struggling. He seems to be losing the back end quite a bit coming off out of corners. Be interesting to see how his tyres are, because I think he's locked up quite a bit as well. You can see how far the 2 cars above him are accelerating away. As I say, Matt Noah running a very low downforce setup, so he just can't catch up in the corners. And I think now he's out of DRS range. No,
Yeah,
just about in.
just around.
Frederick closes up a lot on TTG, just a bit too far back.
And we get to Poland, and we might be able to drive up to date from Finland. Immediately. And he started it down in 7. He's now 5 seconds up first. I think he's started in 8, I mean. And you're going to get out on there. Album. I got told up saying his lead didn't work on. His mistake and had to do recovery drive for the rest of the race. And ended up finishing in 6th.
TTG looks good in these corners. He pulls away by quite a few tenths, and he doesn't look like he's having any tyre issues, but again he just gets caught up so much on these straights.
TGG is very quick in the corner, so he gets a good exit. If he needs, he doesn't want to see that. I'm not know. No, it's goes in a little bit, I guess. After the behind Frederick.
Frederick loses it there.
Not know what that thing is.
Frederick picked up 3 warnings in 2 laps there, which has given him that penalty. But he's been pushing very hard indeed, and that's cost him.
Yeah, that was a penalty stuff, but only that's got a penalty, and that makes things a lot harder for him to get that podium. Now, even with Rasmussen having 6 seconds of penalty, you won't be as bad as him. And CPG, you'll have to overtake and get a 3-second time. Yeah. I think 4th place will be there for the game.
TTG on 2 warnings at the moment, so 1 more from him will see him get a 3-second penalty as well. This isn't really a track I'd associate with getting penalties, but Matt Noah could even lose out to 44 best here. There's well, he's got that warning, and then he's got that questionable stop go, but as it stands, Matt Noah will go behind 44 best.
Yeah, 44 best is 1 warning away from getting a penalty himself.
In fact, I think about it, he's already got one, hasn't he? Or has he? No, he hasn't. No, never mind.
2 warnings.
Ben Gallagher down in 9th picks up a penalty. I'm just looking further down the field. Missing Man is slowly catching up to Real Wheelman, so I'm hoping for a last lap battle for that final point. But they've done quite a lot of laps on their mediums now. There's a...
It is for Ben Gallagher's had a spin. That's good. No real man. Closer, but I'm not sure he's close enough to catch on with Ben Gallagher unless he does another mistake. Frederick, I don't know what. 3 points. right on the rear of that door. Frederick is getting pretty bored of that wearing however. Been looking at it for quite a while.
So we're on the penultimate lap. I think this might be the way it stays. Yeah.
Left, Frederick gets ahead of TTG and TTG gets the penalty. That might be a bit too much now.
Rasmus needs to be very careful. He's already had 6 seconds worth, and he's one warning away from getting another 3 seconds of penalties. But if TTG can keep this clean, in fact, if the cars below can keep them clean, then Rasmus is going to fall down a little bit. Fredericks might have a look at TTG here.
Now, around the outside,
Around the outside.
one.
He'll try and cut back to the inside.
Like.
Can't quite. Oh, bit of contact.
Don't think he got any damage from that.
Didn't look like he wanted to commit that much, did Frederick? I thought the opportunity would have been there, but didn't quite go for it.
Now it means he's going to exit out into the main strength and it makes it not come to get through to do that open fast and he's giving it that's it. For the penalty there.
You can just see how much TTG pulls away there, though. As Matt Noah closes in on Frederick.
TTG keeps on pulling away from this section and then Frederick has no chance. He's too far down his face, even if like a massive straight line speed on it. Alright, so that to go across the line. Take his first win of the season.
Excellent drive by him. Rasmus comes in, well, he won't come in second, but
Not Noah goes fifth. So sixth now, that's the best was ahead of him.
we'll go on board with Mystic Man. Like I said, there might be a final lap battle.
Yeah.
Mystic Man on one lap newer tyres, which won't really matter at this stage. Mystic Man gets an excellent exit. This is the battle for the final point. Look at the speed.
Everyone was nearly good defensive.
This real man. Does he do any last corner wonders? No. He gives up that fight. I can't remember if either of them have warnings, though. We'll have to wait and see.
He did not take that for the final point in the Chinese Grand Prix. I think that was a very good race actually, a lot of battles. A lot of close racing for the top positions.
Yeah. And I'm not sure what, like I said, what's going to happen to that Matt Noah stop and go if he decides to complain about it, which, to be fair, that will get removed.
Yeah, most likely it will get removed. If he does, put it to the stewards, which I extremely would.
So let's go to the final standings. So Ciro wins it, a good drive by him, and then his fellow Italian TTG in second, Rasmus in third, Frederick in fourth, and the 44 best currently in fifth. Although if that penalty by Matt Noah does get removed, that will put him in fifth. Griever in seventh, Skinnup in eighth. Ben Gallagher, not a great race by him, qualified on pole, but kind of lost it in ninth. Mystic Man, Real Wheelman, Junav, and Mustang. Driver of the day, have you got one?
I think I'll give it to Cyril actually. Just 6.5 second win, quite dominant.
Yeah, it's dominant. Frederick had an excellent race, I thought. Qualified all the way down in P8. Came across in P4 though, so good race from him. A few overtakes, but yeah, that wraps up the session.
Yeah.
So, thank you for joining us, and I shall see you next week. I'm not sure where we're racing next week, but I'll see you there anyway.
Canada.
Canada, one of my favourites. Excellent. I look forward to it. So,
Yeah.
thank you very much, Thomas, and hopefully I'll speak to you next week. Goodbye.